Hello and welcome everyone. So today we will see another front-end JavaScript interview problem. So this problem states that we need to aggregate the input values. We need to aggregate the input values inside the parent element in an object. So like if there are three input elements inside my parent element from parent, and each input element has a name given. So I need to aggregate these input values inside an object. That is, if first input value's name is a dot c, that means there should be an a object and there should be a c object inside a, and the value of that c property should be 1. So the result should look like this. There will be an a object, there will be a c object, there will be a c property, and the value of this property is 1. Similarly, there is an A object, there is a B object, and there is a D property, and the value of D property is 2. And similarly, there is an A object, inside it there is a B object, and inside it there is an E property, and the value of this property is 3. Like this. So we need to aggregate the input values names into an object and assign the properties value to this value. So let's try to solve this up. So I'm already starting with this, and I just need to implement this function aggregate input values, and this takes in parent ID as its argument. And now let's try to code this up by extracting the input elements inside this parent and then going through the name one by one and then assigning the value to the names and property. So I'll just remove this. I will now create a res object, and at the end I'll just return res. So this is the aggregate object that I need to return. Now I'll also create children. So children will be document dot get element by id, get element by id, parent id, dot children. Now I loop through the children. For let I equal to 0, I less than children dot length I plus plus. Now I will get the node first, const node equal to children I, and I will get its value as node value, node dot value, and its names as node dot name. So I have name now and I have value as well. Now I need to split my name from dot and convert this into an array. So const path equal to names dot split by dot, and now I will also loop through this path. For let j equal to 0, j less than path dot length, j plus plus, const p will be path j. Now I will check if first I'll also like create an object, temporary object, and I'll assign this to res. Now I will check if like this, see, this p represents a key inside an object. Like I've converted this to an array with whose first value is a and second value is c. Now I need to check if a value is present inside my object at all. If a value is present inside my object, if a value is present inside my object, I'll just traverse to this a object. If it is not present, then I need to create this key. If it is not present, then I need to create this key. If it is present, I'll just go to this key itself. So like I'll check if not not object p. If it is not present, if the key is not present, make one and assign it an empty object. Now I will check if I'm here, then I need to just assign this property value as this value. So I'll just check if my j is equal to path dot length minus 1. If it is, I just need to assign this key the value of node, this one. So I'll just assign this value. Else I'll just continue on this path. Else I will just continue on this path. Like I'll just continue on this path. I'll assign object to object well. right? So I think this is the entire code. I'll just run this and see if it works. There is an error. What's the error? 13. Okay, I need to write it. Therefore, I'll save this now and I'll run this again. Wall is not defined. What is wall? Uh, yeah, it is P. I'll run this again and we can see it works. It gives us a object first. A is the root of all the objects. Then there will be a C property inside it. There is a C property inside it. Then there is a B object, and B object will have two properties, D and D. We have two properties, D and D. So this is working as expected. Now to go through this over again, I'm just creating an resultant object which I'll just return at the end, and then I traverse through all the input nodes, and each and every input element I check the name, and inside that name I again convert this into an array and then traverse the key one by one. If the key is not present inside the resultant object, I'll create the key. If it is present, I'll just traverse to the key, and at the end, when I reach the end of this array, I'll assign this value to this key. So this was all for today. I'll see you next one.